Time now for a look at the mayor's chair. Once a week, we check in with mayors from around our region about issues that are pertinent to them. Joining us tonight in the mayor's chair is Mayor Sharon Gadoury-East from the town of Latchford. Mayor Sharon, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I got to start with the most recent news, the shelter-in-place order over reports of an armed and dangerous man in the woods. Now, it's ended in his arrest, but also a shooting and a forest fire. How did you find out about the situation, and how did you think it all went?
Well, the only way I really found out is I would actually listen to a scanner, and then finally I went down and I actually talked to the OPP. And the forest fire, unfortunately, because it was lit by somebody else, it was a challenge, but thank you to our fire bombers that were able to get it out.
Yeah, you've got to be pretty proud of some of how the residents fared, because I mean, a shelter-in-place order for 3 days in a row is not an easy thing to get through.
No, not at all. And especially with it being such a main highway and there's no way to go unless you go all the way around. It was a challenge for many, many people.
Well, speaking of fire activity, the area saw some fire activity this summer, some bans or partial bans. And I know your reaction, because I know there's a lot of people up there that do enjoy their campfires or being able to sit around a fire. How did we do this past season?
Well, my fire chief actually follows the MNR, and it follows when they do their bans. We've done very well. We haven't had any serious fires until that one. So I have to say kudos to our fire chief for actually, he keeps on top of stuff.
Did everything go as well as planned? Because I know there was a counterpart further up Highway 11 that wanted to see more of a cohesive plan, more maybe work with the MNR. Were you happy with how everything worked out?
To an extent, but yes, it would be nice to have a cohesive plan that we could work all together. That would really be great, because there's sometimes you don't hear a lot of stuff unless you kind of be pushy and ask.
No, absolutely. Now, we're also seeing a lot of talk right now about Highway 17 and Highway 11. Highway 11 in your neck of the woods. Phenom is calling on the Premier to make twinning those highways a priority. I'm wondering, is highway safety an issue for you, and would you be okay with twinning?
It is a major issue here, and I would greatly like to see twinning. It would be great, because I know that when we get shut down, like we can be shut down for hours. And unfortunately, some of these people, they have to get to appointments, and if they can't get to them, it's a big thing, right?
It's a huge thing. What could the MNR be doing right now until that happens to make the situation better for Latchford? Or the MTO, excuse me.
I was going to say MNR is still doing good. MTO, I really think they need to start cracking down on some of the vehicles. But then again, some of the accidents, there's nothing even around when it happens. So unfortunately, they've got to start cracking down. They really do, to make things a little bit safer and people feel safe to drive the highways.
Finally, I'm down to the last 30 seconds or so, but I couldn't help notice messaging from the town about the new recycling program. A lot of towns, I live in a town like Latchford that has a recycling program now, and a lot of new changes. Everyone doing okay with those changes?
Absolutely. It's amazing. I know a lot of people don't feel that they can fill a bin in a week, but like I've told them, it doesn't matter. If you put it out, they pick it up, and they're loving it. So it's a good way to go.
Absolutely. I filled 4 this week. Mayor Sharon, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate the phone call to join this.
That's Mayor Sharon Gadoury-East from the town of Latchford.